Welcome to the ethnic section of tonight's show. From Bradford, that was supposed to be a surprise. Just before we get started, like I don't know if you've been to a comedy night before. Sometimes I go to like comedy nights and the crowd looks like this. You know what I mean? Whiter than dog shit in the 90s. I want to put you all at rest. Like, don't worry, this ain't going to be 10 minutes of me just banging on about white privilege. That's not my style. Me personally, I don't even believe in white privilege. I don't even think it's a real thing. Like, for example, Liam, how much are tickets in here tonight, roughly? About £13. I got in here for free. 1-0. I'm used to performing to this sort of crowd as well. Like, have you heard of a place called Stockton-on-Tees in the North East? Okay, now. That never gets a cheer. What were you doing? Writing last summer. Honestly, no, I did a show in Stockton-on-Tees a week before Christmas, and it was in a working men's club, right? And I swear to God, I walked through the front door, and it felt like the music stopped playing, and I thought, here we go again. So I made my way up to the bar like that to get myself a beer, and the woman behind the bar, she just leant back and went to her friend. She went, I think this must be one of the comedians. I started laughing and I went, oh, I wonder what give that away. She goes, your face is on the poster, dickhead. 1-0. A little bit about myself. I've started a new job recently. First day at work, they call me, I've got a nickname basically. The nickname they give me is Black Lewis, which, you know, it might sound a bit shocking. I'll be honest with you, right, that sort of stuff don't bother me. But 2 days working there, I realised I was the only Lewis there. Matter of fact, I was the only black person there. That's 2-1 to somebody, I don't know. You won't be surprised, like I work in construction. I was speaking to my mate Nick outside. You're a brickie, aren't you? Yeah. Do you have any other tradespeople inside? Any tradesmen? You? 2 hands? Any more? Just 2? So basically, I've been doing this for a couple of years now, and I'm getting really good at like noticing what people's trades are, right? So like 1 and 2 there. Let me have a little guess. What's your name, sir? Cameron. What's your mother's maiden name? Right, can I have a guess? That were really weird, mate. That were really weird. Can I have a guess of your trade? Right. Pretty face, soft fingers. I'm gonna say joiner trade.
Yes.
Bang on? Yeah! What's your name, sir? What? Tom? Dom? Yeah. You're not going to give me a surname like your fucking wife? Right, no, right, let me have a look. Mean face, slave trade. Could have been anybody, I'm joking. Now, yeah, I work in construction, so basically, like, I've started a brand new job in construction. I worked for 14 years in an office, had a bit of a breakdown at work, quit the job on the spot, started working in construction, and I'll be really honest with you. I think I made a mistake. And you know, like, it's not to do with the hard work, I'm fine with the hard work, it's not to do with the casual racism, I actually prefer that. I just can't listen to heart radio anymore. If I've got to listen to Alanis Morissette one more time, I'm going to fucking kill myself. Another thing I want to prepare for as well, like working in public, like I worked in an office for the 14 years, like I said, same people every day in, day out. And I started to work with the public, and I was working in Halifax, right? And I was on this construction site, second story with the scaffolding, and the cutest old woman you could ever imagine, right? She comes walking over, like, adorable. Like, imagine the Queen. Not now, a few years ago. And she just beckoned me down. She went, excuse me, sir. What was it that you're building? And me with my sarcastic sense of humour, I've said, we're building a mosque. I think she voted reform there and then. I'm pretty sure it kick-started the riots last summer. What were the riots like in Putty? Did it kick off? Were you defending statues? What were you doing? Probably. I'll be honest with you, right? The day when the riots kicked off, you know, that one mental day when it was fucking like the whole country were on fire. Like, I didn't even realise what was going on until I got family in Europe, and one of them called me and they were like, Lewis, I've seen these far-right nationalists, they're like out for blood, promise me that you stay safe. And I went, the far-right aren't going to fucking touch me. He said, Lewis, this isn't the time to think that you're hard and think that you're a big man. I said, no, you don't understand. I live in Bradford. I've never been so fucking safe. What's funny is, right, I've done that joke before and I posted it on TikTok, forgot about it. And I went to my local Tesco, like a Tesco Extra in Bradford, and I went up to the till and there was a guy behind there and he just went, brother, are you the comedian of TikTok? And what was terrifying was he was white. I was like, why are you speaking like that? And I was like, yeah, probably. And he went, no, brother. Because I've seen it, it's fucking sick. And I was like, I'll be honest with you, like I did like a mixture of emotions because I felt really proud because I've been doing comedy for years and that was like the first time I've been recognised in public. And it also felt really weird because I was shoplifting wine gums at the same time. So like, and I've come out of Tesco's and I've sat in my car and I thought, hang on a minute, I've never seen this guy before. How has he seen this video? Open TikTok for the first time in a couple of months and this one video's kicked off. Like, absolutely, it's done like 100,000 views. I'm like, wow, this is surreal. 100 comments and I've opened the comments and half of the comments are, brother. And the other half of the comments are like British Bulldog accounts, you know what I mean? Probably some of you guys in here. It's like Bradford's a shithole. And usually, I mean, that wasn't that funny, mate. And usually I get involved and I thought, fuck it, leave it to do it. And then one of the comments like jumped out before I like logged out of the app, and one of the comments just says, Bradford has fallen. Which sounds like the shittest Gerard Butler film out of the three, doesn't it, to be fair? Just picture him on the front cover outside of Alhambra, just like that. Stopping it, turning into a fucking shisha lounge or something. My name's but at work they call me Black Lewis, my actual name. Like you, I've got a first name and surname. Full name is actually Louis Etienne, but I spell Louis like Louis, so I've got Louis Etienne, and at least once a month I get the question right, are you French? And at least once a month I got to give this really boring explanation and tell these people, no, I'm not French. But the black side of my family, it comes from a country in the Caribbean called Dominica. It's an ex-French colony, as we can see, but it's an extremely boring conversation to have all the time, right? But from me saying that, some people, admittedly white people, they followed with a response, ooh, Dominica, that's a small world. We once went on a cruise. To the Dominican Republic. And I was like, what the fuck has that got to do with what I said, do you know what I mean? Different islands, different people, different cultures. What's your name, lovely?
Emma.
That's like if I'm speaking to Emma and I'm like, Emma, where do you come from originally? And Emma tells me, Emma goes, the Isle of Wight. That would be like me going, oh, that's a small world. We once went on a cruise to the Isle of Man. Doesn't make any sense, does it, Emma? Nah. So nowadays when somebody comes up to me and says, Lewis, where does a French in your name come from? I'll just tell them slavery. Conversation done. This is interesting actually. Somebody came up to me recently and they accused me of being a cinephile. Which thankfully doesn't mean what I thought it did. Apparently a cinephile is just somebody who loves watching movies. You know, like at the end of the day, go home and put a good film on. Do we have any cinephiles in here tonight? That was a trick, mate. Doesn't mean you're a nonce. It's the man with the white t-shirt, send him in. I'm gonna lose my job.
Never catch me.
The Pink Panther of fucking paedophiles at the back of the room. I'm only joking, so like a cinephile is genuinely like somebody who loves films. My favourite film is The Exorcist. And if you've never seen The Exorcist, you just need to stop talking, you know, please. If you've never seen the film The Exorcist, it's basically a movie about the devil inside of a 12-year-old girl, not to be confused with the Jeffrey Epstein documentary that comes out next week. Acceptable response. Put your seatbelts on, it gets worse. I do love horror films in general. Do we have horror film fans in here? Yeah? That's your time to put your hand up and shout woo again, love. Shut up, I'm joking, get it now. I'm not joking, you seem lovely. Like, I don't know if you ever noticed this, right? Horror films are usually set like in a big derelict building. Have you noticed that? Like a big abandoned manor? Just one time I want to see a horror film that's set in the middle of a council estate. Like Gipton or something like that. And you can imagine it, can't you? Like the killer breaks in through the front door. He gets his coat caught on the baby gate. And gets mauled to death by 2 XL bullies. And the people who live there don't even call the police because there's a cannabis farm in the spare bedroom. So we've got a few farmers in here tonight. Dustin went on at the start, he mentioned strip clubs. This is really vulnerable. Can you make some noise if you've been to a strip club before? Statistically, there's more than that in the crowd. I understand there's married people here and stuff like that. All the married men looking at the wife like, what gorgeous women with double Ds? No, I've never stepped foot in that establishment. Me personally, I hate strip clubs. Like, I honestly, I hate them. I don't understand the purpose. I feel like being horny and going to a strip club is like being hungry and paying for a tour of McDonald's. You know what I mean? And after the tour, they put you in a room in the back and they bring a Big Mac out and they run it under your lips like that. And then when the song finishes, you got to leave. Because of jokes like that, I'm now single. I'll catch later. It's either that or the Tiger King, one of them looking dashing. I am single, right? Like, I've come out of a long-term relationship 10 years, and my mates all told me to do the apps. Try the apps, terrifying experience. I learned a lot about women that I didn't previously know, right? So just stick with me this. On Tinder, the thing that I've taken away from Tinder is that single mums have some of the most aggressive profile descriptions I've ever read. Every single mum's profile description on Tinder is something like, Jamie Lee. Oh, do you have them inputs here as well, yeah? Single mum's descriptions, I was like, Jamie Lee, 28, yes, a kid in the third picture is mine, and if you've got an issue with that, you can go fuck yourself. So you met Jamie Lee before. I'll tell you what, I'll finish on this as well, you'll lot being lovely. So like, me and my ex split together for 10 years, right? She bought a house, I bought a house. For context of this story, I bought my house in a white neighbourhood. As Leah mentioned, I'm from Bradford. Then things like rocking or shit. And completely true story, within a week of moving in, my next door neighbour put a Union Jack flag in his back garden. I didn't find it that funny, but... And as you can all imagine, I'm fuming, ready to kick off, ready to go around and punch this guy's head in. And just by chance, I'd opened Facebook on my phone. It was the Queen's Jubilee. Easy mistake to make. I'm a comedian. I thought I almost did jail time over a misunderstanding, right? Now, this misunderstanding happened about 2.5 years ago. Jubilee's over now. As a matter of fact, the fucking Queen's now over, do you know what I mean? But this man's Union Jack flag is still flying high over my back garden. And 2 weeks ago, I lost a plot. I thought, why the fuck have I got to look at this every single day of my life? So you know what I did? I went to my loft and I got a Dominica flag out. I thought, you want to fucking play games? Let's play games. So I've gone into the back garden. He's got his flag there for the past 2.5 years. I walked into the back garden, stake in the ground, tied my Dominica flag to it, and I wait about 30 seconds, and I just hear his back door open. I hear him running across the garden, head over the fence. He goes, what the fuck do you think you're doing? I said, listen mate, you want to put up a flag? I'm going to put up a flag. He goes, you call this a flag? I don't even know what country it is. I said, this mate, this is Dominica. And he goes, ooh, that's a small world. Thank you very much, you've been amazing.